Hello and welcome everyone to round number 2 for the EU tier here at Zenith Online Racing. Tonight coming to you from the Hungary ring. All 14 corners are going to be ready for the drivers here tonight on this Sunday afternoon or evening, depending on where you are in the world. We are going to have 35 laps of racing here for the Hungarian Grand Prix for the EU tier. Taking you through main comps tonight, it's going to be myself, QVR Packer. Very, very excited to get into this one. Can't wait after the amazing race that was the United States. Looking over towards the standings for the EU tier, we have Excel Miami, who took the win last time out on 25 points. Largan, who finished second in that race, is not going to be on the standings because he is a reserve. JXW, so is going to be second in the Racing Point on 15. Jennett in the McLaren is going to be third. Barton, Dillon, Excel, Cali, Harry-Noir, and Bagabones are all the guys who scored points last time out. And the rest of your drivers who have not scored points are, after round 1, Rocco Beck, RC7, Purplo Squirrel, Excel Lando, Ashes Falcor, Seco 2, Zamaglis, Didek, Gin and Juice, JD Barca, and Ruben. The constructor standings so far for Season 5 of this EU tier is going to be Mercedes on 29 points, Racing Point on 15, McLaren on 12, Renault on 9, Red Bull on 6, and Ferrari on 2. Haas, AlphaTauri, Alfa Romeo, and Williams yet to score points. So, yeah. Coming into this Hungarian Grand Prix, the last and final race at Hungary for Season 5. Looking over towards the track map and on the F1 website, 1986 was the first Grand Prix here in Hungary. In the real life, we'd have 70 laps, but here we are only going to have half of that because it is a 50% distance race. Circuit length 4.381 kilometers, and the lap record set by Lewis Hamilton in 2020 is a 16.6 in real life. I'm sure a lot of drivers will be going faster than that. GP Colin in the chat saying he hopes it rains. They did have rain in the in Tier 2 in qualifying, so that really threw up the strategy for that race. In Tier 1, it was wet, it was dry throughout, so dry quali and dry race. Right now in the EU tier, we do have a dry qualifying session. Last season here for EU, we did have a dry qualifying session, but in a fully inters race, all 30 laps were did not have DRS enabled. JXW in the Racing Point already selecting those medium tires. So that's going to be interesting to see what type of strategies these guys will be going for. You can do the soft-hard strategy if you pit around lap 5 or 6, but the medium to hard strategy when you pit around lap 13 to 14 is the most optimal strategy out there. We did see a few drivers do the medium to soft in Tier 1. I think that's going to be a Ferrari out first. I'm not exactly sure. No, it's going to be De Rouge and the Williams. He is going to be the first one out on track. Just dipping into the grass ever so slightly there, just on the downhill descent towards turn 2. But yeah, in Tier 1, the winning strategy from 12th in the grid from Camden Luca was a medium soft strategy, pitting on lap 26. For the soft compound tires. But right now, De Rouge looks to be doing his qualifying session on the soft compound. Right now, DJ Panda and JXW are the only two to have selected the medium tires. Both of them are going on outlaps for the time being. But let's get back towards De Rouge. Let's see what type of time he can put down in the first few minutes of this dry, short 18-minute qualifying session. So De Rouge in the Williams just coming over towards, coming out of the final corner. Let's see what the Williams driver can do on this first flying lap. The speed trap is here in that yellow circle you can see on the pit straight just at the pit exit, but now down toward turns 1, just braking around 75 meters is the Williams driver, shifting up to third gear, trying to get that traction on the exit, opening up the DRS and down the hill towards turn 2. Very, very difficult braking zone, very easy to lock a brake, but he's not going to be doing that in the Williams driver. Up to 4th gear and up to 5th, 6th through turn 3. You can use more of that curb on the inside, deciding not to. It's only a banker for this driver, but now into turn number 4. Down to 6th gear for him. Purple first sector, he is the first one out on track. Now turn 5, 5th gear now into the chicane, braking just at the curb on the left-hand side. Down to 2nd gear for him. You can carry more speed, but just once again, it is a banker lap through 8 and through 9. Trying to carry as much speed as you can there on the exit of 9, but he's not going to be doing that once again. It is only a banker. I keep repeating myself, but yeah, it is very important to note. Purple middle sector, 53.7 for him through turn 11. Now braking into turn 12. A nice use of the curve on the inside there. Now into the penultimate corner. Very, very difficult on the braking. You do have that little bit of a dip in the braking zone. Now towards the final corner. Let's see what the Williams driver can do. There's an Alfa Romeo of King Wilsey just in front of him. Maybe get a little bit of a slipstream, but out of the final corner, up to 7th gear, opening the DRS. He does derate towards the line, but we'll go onto a 15.3. There's a Ferrari just in behind. That's going to be, I think that's Excel Lando crosses the line to start a lap, I do believe. So he's going to be going on to another one. There's JXW crossing the line. He goes on to a 15.7. Larkin will not be finishing, well, he'll finish this lap, but I think he's going to be qualifying in the medium, so he does a 16 flat. For his banker lap. DJ Panda next one across the line, 16.9 for him on the medium, so he goes slower than Larkin, who did back off on the end of his lap. RC crossing the line to start one. Both Hasses are in the final sector looking to start those flying laps. Barton invalidated, and he's going to be pulling into the pit lane, so I think jump 172 standing, who is a reserve for this race, is going to be the next one on a lap. Crossing the line, 15.9 for the Williams. He goes slowest of the drivers who have set a lap. I think that is Purple Squirrel just starting a lap. The next driver is going to be the Williams of De Rouge, who we watched on board with. He invalidated on his in lap, so he's going to be not setting that one. Ferrari driver is at Lando. Lando's coming across the line once again. He hasn't validated this one, but he is derating very, very wide there at the final corner. Is a 13.1, so that would have been faster than his than the time that he did in tier 1. He did get held up on his lap though on Monday night, just 6 days ago. I think that lap would have just been just a 10th shy of pole position there. So a good lap there from the Ferrari driver, trying to get on board with the next. I think it's going to be DJ Panda. Yeah, DJ Panda in the Ferrari on the mediums does a 21.8, so he must have backed off on that lap. Yeah, his ERS was at 100%. That was the Alpha Tauri of RC who just crossed the line. He didn't set a time, so it must have been invalid. Both house drivers have invalidated as well. Very, very easy to invalidate at the circuit. You can see I'm just on the track map here. Jump Standing has invalidated himself. I think that's going to be Lando once again, just coming through this sector here on his in-lap, even though he is in that high ERS mode. Looking towards the comment section just now. Yeah, GP Colin pointing out in the chat, it's going to be an interesting race just because of the full field. Or just because we do have all 20 drivers tonight. I think Harry Warg left the session. He's not racing, it doesn't seem. So a little bit interesting there. Renault, that's going to be either Baggerbones or Barton. It is Baggerbones who's just coming out of the final corner to start a lap. DJ Panda is coming out of the final corner right now. He was up by 2.5 tenths crossing that middle sector split, but let's see what he can do through the final 3 corners of the lap, opening up the DRS across the line. He loses a ton of time though in that final sector, only improving by 14 thousandths of a second. Will be staying. Actually, no, he goes under the same lap time. Never mind. He goes exactly 1 second faster than Jump Standing, who is P8 right now. Last of the drivers to set a lap time. Haas driver across the line. That was Rocco to go into P7. He set a purple final sector, it says, for me. Not exactly sure how true that is. Dylan has had a mistake going through turn 4. Very difficult corner to get correct. And even if you do get it correct, it's very difficult to carry that speed, carry that momentum that you would want to be carrying to set a good lap time in that middle sector, that first part of the middle sector. I think that's going to be Beck on an outlap, Zamaglis on an outlap as well. So just looking towards the next driver. It might be DJ Panda. No, it's not DJ Panda. It might be King Wilsey as well. So those three drivers coming into the final sector just now are all on all on outlaps. Bag of Bones, purple in the middle sector, it said for me, but Barton, his Renault teammate, was purple in the first sector. Ooh, and he invalidates at the last, or at the 6-7 chicane, so he's not going to be able to set that lap time after a great first sector. Bag of Bones to the line, 14.8, puts him on the front row, just in front of Zamaglis, but also just behind Beck, 2,000s in front of him, and 7,000s just in behind him. A Ferrari driver, that's DJ Panda, moving up one position up into P8. The Renault driver, or the Red Bull driver, Dylan, he did spin, so he's going to be coming into the pit lane. I think that's a smart decision. Barton in P13 looking to start another lap. He is on the medium tires, though. Rocco just in behind him. He's going to be going into the pit lane. King Wilsey apparently purple in the first sector, so we'll have to look at what he can do in this session. Going on board now with Ashes Falcor, who has invalidated 56.9 for him through the first two sectors. Not exactly sure how competitive that is. The Williams of both Williams are on outlast for the time being. So let's get on board with Zamaglis. He's 2.5 tenths up, so this would be enough to put him on pole position by a good way in the Red Bull driver. Obviously, a few drivers will still have a lot of time to find, but wonder what Zamaglis can do through 12, through 13, now through turn 14 on the exit up to 5th gear, using all the track that he can. D-rating opens up the DRS. He finds time. He finds a 10, so he's going to be on pole position for the time being by 3.5 tenths as King Wilsey with that purple first sector goes on to what would have been provisional pole position before Zamaglis' improvement on a 14.7 with a purple final sector. So that middle sector looks like he just needs to find a little bit more time there. DJ Panda and his Ferrari Gin and Juice are coming to the line. DJ Panda set 4 laps on those medium tires. That's a little bit of an oddity, but Barton 53.7 for the Renault driver. He's on the medium tires. Let's see what he can do out of the final corner. He's not going to have the same grip that the soft tires runners will be having, but a 15.6 will put him first out of the people who have set laps on the medium tires into P7. Just in behind, I think he's just 2 tenths behind De Rouge in P6, who set his lap time earlier on in the session. RC coming across the line to start a lap. The race in front of Larkin coming through the final sector, followed very closely by Beck. But Zamaglis, after setting that provisional pole position lap, is going to be coming into the pit lane just behind them, as well as King Wilsey following, just crossing that middle sector split, 11.3 seconds down, trying to keep that tire wear as far down as possible. Excel Cali coming now through the final sector, trying looking to start a lap here. Just looking for the next driver that's possibly on a lap. That might be Gin and Juice coming through turn number 13 right now in the Alfa Romeo. Has yet to set a time, but so do 7 other drivers in the session. Gin and Juice has not invalidated this one. Opens up the DRS 15.5, puts him in front of Barton on the mediums by just over a few hundredths of a second. I think that's a Haas driver. That's either that is going to be a Purple Squirrel just crossing the line there to start a lap, so Gin and Juice will have to get out of the way of his Ferrari-powered compatriot. Jump standing, going to be coming into the pit lane, so just looking for the next driver. I think it's going to be RC, who's actually invalidated on those medium tires, so the next driver will be Barton, who's coming to the pit lane. So yeah, not going to be finishing that one out. The first racing point, that is going to be JXW on track. Larkin, had a big snap out of turn 13, so he will be coming into the pit lane on the soft tires. I think he's looking to set a lap time on the mediums. RC to cross, it's going to be Beck to cross the line, who actually goes pole position by 4 tenths of a second at a 14 flat, so a good lap from him. I'm not exactly sure what he did in Tier 1, but I'm sure it would have been in and around there. That was the McLaren of Ashes crossing the line. Red Bull, that is Dylan to start a lap. The Mercedes of Excel Cali, winner last time out, only goes P3, 14.6 for the Mercedes driver, and the only race winner so far in the EU tier. Lando coming to start one. He has yet to set a lap time. He did set that 13.1, but it was invalid, remember that, earlier on in the session. The Haas driver Purple Squirrel looking to set a lap time, and I think he might have backed off of this one. Yeah, 31.1. That's nowhere near competitive for him, so he's going to be looking to start another lap. You could just tell that he wasn't pushing just because of where his ERS was. RC goes into P7 actually on the mediums. He did do 2 laps on them, so not the greatest for him. Larkin has fit a set of medium tires as we thought he would. JXW crosses the line and goes on to pole position by a tenth and 400ths of a second. He finds 1.8 seconds on his previous lap time, so a really good improvement for him. That Baker wasn't the greatest day. Rouge goes up into P5 on the soft compound tires, so looking pretty decent for him. Zamaglis was our provisional pole sitter for a few minutes of this session. He's in P3, just looking to find more time right now. Ooh, Ash's Falcor is actually crashed out of the session at the penultimate corner. That's a little bit of an odd spot, but right now Axel Lando is on a lap. He's not going to be coming into the pit lane. He's going to be setting this lap on the soft tires, looking for that pole position. He's going to get it, no doubt. It's a 13-1 for Lando. That's the same, looks around the same lap that he did in Tier 1, the same lap that he did on his banker lap. That was, once again, we have to mention, invalid. Purple scroll across the line, finds 15 seconds, goes into P13 on a 16-1 for him. Barton crossing the line to start a lap. I think that's going to be jump standing coming into the pit lane. He wasn't an out lap, so maybe going into the pits looking for the medium tires, just possibly. Beck is going to be coming into the pit lane as well. I think that's the racing point of JXW after setting the lap that put him second place for the time being, because Lando did just improve. I think it's going to be Zamagos, the next driver, to cross the line. He was on provisional pole position for a little bit in this session. Let's see if he can put himself there again. 14-2, finds 2.5 tenths, but not good enough to find any improved places. He will be staying P4, just behind Beck, JXW, and Lando, putting himself fourth on the grid and second on that second row. He'll be starting on the inside of that second row. I think it's going to be Lando, yeah, in 8th gear, just trying to conserve all the tire wear possible. So it's going to be Barton in the next one to cross the line. In the Renault, purple middle sector for him. He's 7 tenths up. This could put him on a 14.9, so just in behind his teammate, but let's see what he can do in the final sector. A big lockup, though, into the penultimate corner, turn number 13 on the exit. Looks pretty decent, though, for the Renault driver into 4th gear. Now trying to get the best run possible, waiting, just patient on the throttle, and then up to 5th gear, up to 6th, across the line, P5. He finds a lot of time in that final sector, in and around 4 tenths of a second for the Renault driver, so he puts himself into P5. After having a good a pretty decent performance in USA, finding himself in 6th in the race, and 4th in the standings for the time being. Looked like a pretty decent one for him. King Wilsey, who looked like an early contender for a possible pole position here after putting himself second on the front row just a few minutes ago. He is in P8 for the time being, looking to set another lap. Excel Miami doing an out lap. He's coming through the final sector right now on the medium compound tires. Barton is on an in lap. So let's get on board with someone who is on a lap. I think it's going to be, there is a Ferrari, but he is on an in lap. There's also a racing point. That's Larkin on the mediums doing an out lap. Let's see. I wonder, he only is going to have, he's going to have this lap and next lap, I think, to set a lap time. So let's get on board with King Wilsey, who has made a mistake, it looks like, or just backed off. Actually, there's a Haas in front of him who just spun. That is Rocco's. RC retires in the pit lane. But yeah, I think King Wilsey made a mistake on his lap, so let's get on board with a driver who's on a lap, which I think is going to be Excel Miami, just in behind the racing point of JXW. So let's see what the Mercedes can do on the medium tires. JXW has to get out of the way, and he does eventually do that. 3rd gear all over the curves there for Miami, now using all the track on the entrance to turn number 8. Let's see what he can do through 9. Looks pretty decent, not using all the track, though. He could have used just that little bit more, carry a little bit more momentum, getting on the throttle earlier to carry that more momentum. Through 11, looked pretty decent. Across the middle sector split, goes purple for the Mercedes driver on these medium tires. Turn 12, and now breaking into 13. A little bit indecisive on when to turn in for that penultimate corner, but now into the final corner. 5th gear, down to 4th. Now just waiting to get on the throttle. He's going to do it. A little bit of a slide, though, maybe just a bit too early. Opening up the DRS. Only P10 for Miami. He's the highest medium runner, but barely within the top 10. So not the greatest lap for him. Let's see how Larkin does on his lap, coming through turn number 9, just there on your screen, through 10, through the flat out left-hander of 10, and now through turn 11, just a little lift, and maybe down a gear for him, but he's getting 7/10 down on his personal best. Maybe he made a mistake, because he did set a PB. It was a 16-0. I wonder what Larkin can do in the Racing Point, coming through the final corner just now, down to 4th gear, just waiting to get on the power. It's a lot earlier on the power, though. And now across the line, he's going to be opening up, he's going to be derating. Goes into P5, though. Does the Racing Point driver, asserting where he can be in this grid. He qualified 2nd, just in behind Landa for USA on the soft compound tires, but now he's going to be 5th for this one. I think it's going to be DJ Panda the next one. No, that's Lando. Crossing the line. Is that Cali? Yeah, Cali on the soft tires looking to do another lap. He's in P7 right now. Zamagos just crossed the line to start one. Dylan, I think, is going to be the next one. Is Purple Squirrel improves onto a 16-1. Dylan goes up into 6th. He looked like a pretty decent contender last time out. He did only score 6 points, though, so 7th place for him. I'm not exactly sure what his goals were for the season, but now JXW across the line, 13-7. The only other driver besides Lando into the 13s for the Racing Point, so he looks really, really strong on this one. He did set a pretty decent quality time, if I do remember, in Tier 1. Vagabonds goes up to P5, though, just in front of Larkin, so Larkin will be moved down one more spot. Jin is going to be the next one to cross the line. He's yet to set a lap time, but he is going for the medium tires right now. Zamagos has retired on track, which is interesting. Oh, Jin spins out of the final corner. That's not what he would have wanted. He's not going to be setting a competitive lap time on those mediums. He will have free tire choice, but he's going to be right down in P19 once he sets that lap time. Lando out of the final corner. He did invalidate. What was the time going to be? It was a 12-9 for Lando. You found 2.5 tenths, but unlucky for him, it was invalid. Excel Cali across the line, finds 3 tenths, 14-3 for him. He goes up into P5. Just in front of Vagabonds, who's now in P6. Hash driver, who is that? That's going to be Rock across the line. He doesn't improve, but he finds himself on a 15.6 at the end of this session. But it only puts him up into P16. But it's going to be Excel Lando for the 2nd time in 2 races on pole position. On a 13.1, that's a great lap for him. I'm not sure if that would have put him on pole in Tier 1, but it puts him on pole for the EU Tier. JXW will be following him on that front row, 13.7 for JXW. Beck on a 14 flat for P3. Zamagos will be following his Honda-powered brethren on that 2nd row, but Excel, Cali, Bag of Bones sharing that 3rd row. Excel Larkin on the mediums. He's going to be starting inside the top 10 on those medium compound tires. Dylan Barton and Dave Rouge will fell out top 10. King Wilsey setting his final lap time on soft tires will be starting P11, but it will have free tire choice. The first driver to have such said thing. Excel Miami and RC set their lap times on the medium tires. A little bit of a gap between 12th and 13th there, but once again, they will have free tire choice. Gin and Juice, DJ Panda, Rock, a Purple, a Squirrel, Jump, Jinnet, and Ashes all are the last of the finishers. Jinnet and Ashes, Valcor sharing that final row on the grid in P19 and P20. Jinnet spinning out of the final corner. I'm sure he's a good qualifier here in Tier. He's a good driver, but just not finding the pace and making a mistake as well out of that final corner. It can all go unraveled for you if you decide to bank on that final lap time in a session, especially on a harder compound. As Excel Larkin readies up, I think that's going to be a 10-second time penalty unless they don't have it. But Larkin has readied up, and so has the other drivers. Just asking in Discord if they do have it, because I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, let's get those tires up on the screen for you guys. Yeah, let's get the tires up on the screen for you guys. So obviously Larkin P7 on the medium tires. And everyone else inside the top 10 is going to be on the sauce. But everyone outside the top 10, bar Gin and Juice on the sauce and Jinnet on the hard tires in P19, and P14. Everyone else is going to be on the mediums. That's pretty much expected. So yeah, the EU tier does not have that 2-minute wait. So sorry for that. So yeah, Hungary. First two races, Tier 1 was a really interesting one. It was a strategy battle of the ages. We had some 2-stoppers, we had some 1-stoppers, and we even had someone with a drive-through, me. But yeah, Camden, Matthew Durnia, and myself took the podium positions on that, in that race. In Tier 2, it was Zyg, Scabney, and Sam M who duked it out the entire race. And when I say the entire race, they were together almost all of the 35 laps that we have here tonight. So yeah, that one was a battle for the ages. Tier 2 was quite the smackdown if you want to go watch that one, but Zyg came out in the end with that race victory. He was on 2 warnings from lap 8 onward, so great performance from him. EU tier, let's see what type of story they can make for season number 5, for round number 2 here at the Hungaroring. Let's see what type of impression they can put on this circuit, and for week number 2 here at Zenith Online Racing. Lando will be leading us away. The pole sitters this week have been very, very unlucky. I just want to point out myself, not unlucky, but myself starting on pole in Tier 1, got a drive-through in RC, who's down at 13th here. Started on pole position in the wet conditions here, or in the wet conditions, put himself on pole position, and then ended up having a bad start, and then ended up in contact with another driver. So he ended up, I'm not exactly sure if he scored points, but he did not finish very well considering his starting position. But now all the drivers have lined up on the grid. I think Ashes has found himself at the back of the grid in P number 20, just waiting for the 5 lights to come on. Here they are. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. Lights out and away we go for the Hungarian Grand Prix. It looks like Lando's dropping down the field, but he's going to be moving all the way to the right side over on the track to cover off JXW, who's not had the greatest of starts. He's dropped at least one position. That's a Mercedes on the outside of the circuit, trying to avoid the racing point that was just in front of him, but Becca's going to be up into second place. Amagos has had a great start. Rocco's out of the race in safety car. Ooh, we didn't even make it. We made it just barely to turn 2 there for these drivers. This was what Lando wanted in Discord. He said if there's a lap 1 safety car, he's pitting on the hards and going to the end. So I'm going to hold you to that, Lando. Once everyone crosses that first sector split, the timings will fix themselves. But Sal Cali picked himself up I'm guessing that's a 5-second time penalty for contact. Yes, it is a 5-second time penalty for contact. JXW from the front row, not having those tires warmed up or just not reacting to the lights, drops himself and down to 4th position from the front row of the grid. But Larkin, his Racing Point teammate, not dropping 2 positions, but gaining 2 positions from 7th on the grid up to 5th in those first 2 corners on the medium tire. So a good start for him. Everyone else throughout the top 10 seemed to have kept position or stayed in the top 10 if they were on the soft tires, but everyone outside the top 10, Miami, King Willsey, DJ Panda, Ashes Falcor, RC, all in the mediums, as well as Jump standing in Purple Squirrel on the mediums. Rocco, who retired on lap 1 from the mediums, he has just left the session. But Jinnit from 19th on the grid, he's up to 16th. But Bag of Bones from I think around 14th is dropped down to 19th. He does have damage though, so that could be the reason for that. Actually, no, Bag of Bones has dropped a lot of positions, actually. Never mind. So yeah, I was completely wrong there. But Lando's in for mediums. Lando, I expected better from you. I thought you were going to go onto the hards to the end of the race. Trying to race out Jinnit here. I think he might have just beaten him. Out of the pit lane and just in front of the McLaren driver. That would be crucial for him because Jinnit is on those hard tires, so that really would not have helped him if he was behind him. But Lando just way out in front of everyone who did who did decide to pit. JXW onto the hards, Dylan onto the mediums, De Rouge onto the hards, Excel, Cali, and Baggy Bones will be splitting, go for mediums, hards. Now the Renault driver pitting to fix that wing damage, but now Beck will assume the lead of this race, followed by Zamagos and Larkin, who's now going to be in P3 on those medium tires. So let's see what he can do from there. It's going to be a really interesting restart. I wonder, we're going to have to look out for Lando, who is going to be starting this race from, well, not starting, but he's going to be restarting this race from further down the field. So the safety car will be coming in on the next lap, just waiting for Baggy Bones and Excel Cali to get to the field. The Mercedes driver has just done that. So yeah, just waiting for this race to get restarted once again. Sorry if you heard that. I'm on my phone because it's a safety car. King Wilsey and DJ Panda. King Wilsey is slowing down just a little bit just behind the field. You have to be within 10 car length if you don't want to drop positions. Excel Lando trying to warm up his tires. They're trying to warm up those brakes all around the car. All four will be working, trying to get the car slowed down. Just passing RC there. Not exactly sure what Lando's doing. But yeah, once again, just waiting for this safety car to come into the pit lane. Beck just following a little bit further back, but Baggy Bones has closed up to the back of the field. So let's see what type of race this is going to end up being. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah. So let's go through strategies here. Beck, Zamagos, Barton, and Ginnigus all still out on the soft compound tires, deciding not to come to the pit lane. Either they're going to be two-stopping soft, medium, medium, or they're going to be going for the hard tires around lap probably 6 or 7, maybe 8 now, after once the safety car decides to come in. We did have these safety car laps, so they will be going at a lower speed, but the safety car is now going to be in this lap. Beck going a little bit further out in front of the field. I'm sure that's what he would have been wanted, but now Zamagos will try and close up. But Larkin on those medium tires, looking for a medium hard strategy here, unless he's going to be two-stopping from those mediums, or possibly going to the softs like we saw in Tier 1. But let's go on board with Beck, as he has punched the throttle going into the final corner. Let's see what he can do. Out of the final corner, looks like he has a pretty good exit. You can see the safety car there on the left side of your screen going into the pit lane. Excel Miami has not had the greatest reactions on those medium tires, leading the train behind him. He's not going to be making up any positions on this one, but Lando going to the inside of the AlphaTauri of RC7 down into turn 1. Lando using those brakes on the Ferrari. You could see him warming up the brakes under the safety car, pushing RC off just a little bit there, but he will be up into P10. The only driver to make a move on that safety car restart. JXW struggling to get past Purple Squirrel, who's falling off the back of the train in front of him, but now Lando's going to be right on the back of the McLaren of Ash's Falcor, going up towards turn 4, looking in the inside for turn 4, but not deciding to go for that one. It would be a very, very difficult move. It would be a very audacious move for the Ferrari driver to try and pull that one off. We're going to keep watching. Lando in turn 6, not going to be going for that. Hush is all the way over the curbs, but in a little bit of oversteer because of that. I think De Rouge has just had a little bit of a spin, maybe contact with another driver. But now Lando around the outside of turn 10. Let's see what he can do on the McLaren. He tries to go around the outside. Yellow flags in sector 2 and 3. That's a racing point. Oh, that's Zamagos and Larkin. They're both out of the race. There must have had contact between the two. Safety car, another safety car. Ooh, okay. Well, Larkin and Zamagos are both out of the race. So Zamagos, who crashed out in USA by himself, and ooh, who's that? That's Beck, who's crashed into the pit wall on entry. It does stick out a little bit there. If we can find a driver who's just there, you can see JXW on board with the JXW coming into the pit lane though. You can see right here on the front of your screen, that wall does stick out there, and that's where Beck not decided, but that's where he did put it into the wall. But now Excel Miami will be assuming this race lead with a lot of drivers pitting. Barton, Jinnit Juice, Excel, Lando, Jinnit, Jump Standing, Purple Squirrel, Beck, Dylan, JXW, and DJ Panda all coming into the pit lane for new tires and possibly damage. I think I did see DJ Panda, one of the spinners, one of the drivers caught up in that incident. But yeah, Excel Miami, King Willsey, Ashes Falcor, RC, Excel Cali all staying out on the medium tires, deciding not to come into the pit lane for a pit stop for fresh tires. Mongols and Larkin both have left the session now, but Vagabond staying out on the hards as well, so he's looking to go to the end. So these two safety cars are really going to be helping him. Barton, who pit from the race. Well, not from the race lead, but he pit from somewhere, and now he's going to be in P7. He's going to be the driver highest up in the field on fresh tires. Day Rouge just behind him, who did have a spin. He's out on the hard tires right now. He decided to stay out as well, but Gin and Juice, Lando, both went to the hard tires. They're going to be on the fresh compound, that fresh rubber for this safety car restart, and on the next lap. Jinnit decided to go for mediums, interestingly, as well as JXW. I don't think they can take those to the end, but I'm always surprised with what happens here in the EU tier. Beck, Purple Squirrel, Dylan, Jump Standing, and DJ Panda all going to be going on the hard tires, following Gin and Juice and Excel Lando. So let's see what those drivers can do from the back of the field. I also want to see what Miami, King Willsey, Ashes, Falcor, RC, and Cali, as well as Jinnit and JXW are going to do on the strategy, because I don't think they can take those to the end, especially the drivers who pit on lap 1 and lap 3 for those medium tires. Yeah. So yeah, just waiting for this safety car period to get underway again. After 2 early crashes, Rocco being out in the first safety cars, and Mogos and Larkin tangling into each other and getting caught up in incidents at turn 11. So let's see. But yeah, those 3 drivers all going to be out of the race, and Mogos crashing out, as well as Larkin with each other. Rocco at turn 2. Or turn 1, on the exit of turn 1, on lap number 1. Can be very difficult to get it stopped, especially traction out of that first corner, especially on the curb. That's probably where he ended up putting it into the wall. I think he got caught up with a bag of bones there as well, so that also could have been a cause of that. But once again, just on board right now with Excel Miami. We will be getting underway once again on this lap. So I wonder, what is Miami going to do? The safety car is going to be in this lap. We do see that from the race director. Miami coming through turn number 13 just now. 1 Excel driver out, but there are still 3 more in the race looking to pick up good positions, as Miami going a little bit further up the track than the other drivers, but he's not going to be going just yet, as Beck did just before the final corner. Miami punching it out of the final corner. He's going to have that good restart. King Willsey did not have the greatest of restarts, but RC looking to pressure, but he's not going to be close enough, as well as Cali. But now the 2 Renos are going to be going side by side into turn 1. Let's see what they're going to do. Lando trying to make for a move, but Gin and Juice and Day Rouge are going side by side into turn 1. Barton is going to be up the inside. Ashes Falcor has dropped a few positions. Cali's going to be up 1, as well as RC. The 2 Renos have switched positions. Gin and Juice and Excel Lando. Oh, contact between the 2. The Alfa Romeo is going to be round on the inside of turn 2. He just ghosted there, so no drivers are going to be caught up in that incident, but Lando's going to be up 2 positions there after contact with the Alfa Romeo. But now Dylan and DJ Panda, or Purple Squirrel, my bad, as well as DJ Panda, are going side by side. The Ferrari is going to be on the outside of turn 4, trying to make the move around the, going to be up the inside now of the Red Bull. They're still side by side going down towards turn 6. The Red Bull trying to keep it on the outside of the Ferrari, and he's gotten that move done, I think, but there's still room on the outside for DJ Panda, keeping it around the outside of turn 8. He's not going to be able to keep that one done, but Dylan, a great move there from the Red Bull driver on the outside of the Ferrari, and we have a safety car. What happened now? Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my, EU tier. What is going? Why? How is Miami in the lead? What? Oh wait, no, never mind. He was leading the way, but okay. So Miami leads from King Wilsey, RC. Who doesn't have a front wing? Who lost their... I don't see anyone with damage. JXW is into the pit lane to get off the medium tires, but that's understandable. Why is there a safety car? Can someone explain to me why there is a safety car right now? Lando just passed Barton under the safety car, unless he got past him while we were watching the Dylan and DJ Panda battle. But yeah, now he has a safety car. JXW's into the pit lane. He's putting on hard tires that he was on, 2 laps ago. But now, it's Miami, King Wilsey, RC, Cali on the medium tires, as well as Ashes Falcor, who dropped 2-3 positions there on the restart. Jinnit is in 10th on the mediums. Purple Squirrel and Beck are overtaking each other. I'm not sure why. Beck just cut turn 4. Vagabonds, Lando, Barton, De Rouge are in P6 through P9 on the hard tires. Purple Squirrel, Beck, Dylan, DJ Panda, Jump Standing, Gin and Juice, and now JXW is going to be catching up to the field at the end of the, just before the end of the middle sector here. Oh, going to be hard on the hard tires as well. GP Colin in the chat pointing out that JXW should not have gone to the mediums. I completely agree. Thank you for pointing that out, GP Colin. Oh, there's someone off the track. That's DJ Panda off at turn number 9. Safety car should be in this lap unless we're going one more, just because you have to go 2 laps. There's a Williams that spun. That's De Rouge. She's dropping positions. I don't know what's going on in this race. Safety car's not even in. We have to go one more lap, even though the field is bunched up. Can someone please tell me in the chat why there's a safety car? Like, I would very much like to know why there is a safety car. No one pit for damage, I don't think. De Rouge is up, is pitting. He has a front wing. But he's still pitting anyways. He doesn't speed though, which is the least of, the worries right now. Someone put in chat, I asked in Discord, GP Colin saying he doesn't know. King Wilsey is talking in Discord, even though actually no, De Rouge has front wing damage, so maybe he hit someone under the safety car. Wouldn't surprise me, honestly, in this race so far. It's lap 9, and we've been going... How long has the stream been going? Hold on. We've been going for 42 minutes, so yeah, this is about to be the longest Hungarian Grand Prix that anyone has ever seen in a league race. You can only have a maximum of 5 safety cars, so I think by lap 15 we'll have the maximum numbers of safety cars already done with. So that's a happy note, if you want to put it that way. But now we have to wait for De Rouge to close up to the back of the field. But yeah, safety cars should be in this lap, but I don't know. I don't even know what's happening in this race anymore. We have safety cars, we have contact. I can't even catch anything except for DJ Panda and Dylan putting on an amazing spectacle for us. Just do it again, please. Under the safety car, preferably. But De Rouge has caught up to the back of the field in his Williams. So yes, now safety car will be in this lap once again. Miami, for the second time in 3 laps, will be leading us away on the safety car restart, going on to lap number 10. Once again, that is the 3rd safety car we have had this race. So yeah. Okay. Well, that doesn't even surprise me anymore. DJ Pan and Gin and Juice have hit each other under the safety car, and both picked up 5-second time penalties. Miami has punched it just before the final corner, just in Beck-esque, if you want to say it that way. But he has punched it out of the final corner. King Wilsey has a gap, and now it's going to be Cali versus RC down towards turn 1. The Mercedes is using all the overtake that he could possibly muster down to turn 1. Is he going to send it? No, he's not. RC will defend that position for the time being. The 2 Reynolds battling again. One down towards turn 1. Dylan trying to send it on the Haas of Purple Squirrel, but he's not going to be close enough. King Wilsey picks up a 3-second time penalty at turn 1. Not many drivers are close because of the safety car restart, except for the two Renos, Purple Squirrel and Dylan. Purple Squirrel, Dylan trying to go around the outside of the Haas driver. I think he's just gotten that one done. Dylan, two racing laps and pulled off two amazing maneuvers on drivers in front of him. Vagabonds and Barton getting very, very close through the very beginning of this middle sector on this safety car restart. What can they do? What type of entertainment can they give us throughout the rest of this race if we don't have another safety car? Please, I don't want another safety car. That's all I have to say. But Gin and Juice, JXW as well, getting very, very close. JXW trying to fight his way through the field, but Lando on Ash's Falcor trying to look for a move through turn 10, but not going to be able to pull that one off. But what can he do down towards turn 11? Safety car! I am genuinely concerned for Codemasters in general. We did have this last season in Tier 1 where, yeah, DJ Panda putting in the chat, it's a glitch. It's definitely a glitch. Lando dropping positions. Or just slowing down. I'm not sure why. But three people pit Miami, RC, Ash's Falcor, all from the mediums going to the hard tires. That is a smart decision. They're going to be coming into the pit lane. Yeah, DJ Panda, it is a glitch. Can confirm now that it is most definitely a glitch. In Tier 1 last season, we had this, the first two, or we had a VSC, and then we had another VSC. But there was a gap between them, and then we had a VSC, and then the second VSC came out like right after it, and then we had like two VSCs after that were glitches. GB Colin, you were in that race, so I'm sure you know. But the VSC glitch from Australia completely ruined my race. And a few races for other drivers. I believe Axton picked up 2 drive-thrus in that race, if I'm not mistaken. I picked up a drive-thru in that race. Dylan picked, Iro Dylan, who's now Excel Dylan, picked up a drive-thru in that race. Lando and Vagabonds were going side-by-side through turn 9. So yeah, this should be the last safety car. This is the 4th one, though, of the race. And now I am very much bored out of my mind because there have been 4 safety cars in 11 laps. Yeah, Camden, let's not talk about it. Yeah. No, sorry, Camden. 4 safety cars in 3 laps, or in 11 laps. I do believe. Unless it's 3. Unless I'm completely mistaken. It's, Camden, please, I need help. Solo commentary while safety car is not very fun. DJ Panda has come into the pit lane on his hard tires. Let's see what he's going to fit in the Ferrari. I guess mediums. Yep, mediums to the end. I'm guessing that's what it's going to be for the Ferrari driver. But yes, once again, I don't have much to talk about. So, yeah, Camden, we had a safety car on lap 1, and then on the safety car restart, we had Larkin and Zamagos crash into each other, and then we had a glitch safety car, and then this is the second glitch safety car. So yes, we've had 4 safety cars, 4 full safety cars. So this, as I mentioned previously, onto the last safety car. Sorry, the 3rd safety car. This is about to be the longest Hungarian Grand Prix league race that anyone has ever seen. Because we have been going for 48 minutes. And we're only on lap 12. I'm very disappointed in these guys, to be honest. Safety car. Sorry, me, putting out my frustrations in ZOR general chat. Safety car in this lap. This should be the last one, but King Wilsey and Gin and Juice both have time penalties. I did not mean to press that button. I did not mean to press that button either. I meant to press this button and bring up the penalties. But yeah, Gin and Juice does have a 5-second. King Wilsey does have only 3. King Wilsey seemed to go Then backed off, so Callie is not going to be close enough. But now Lando on back of bones. He's passed the first Renault under the last safety car. Sorry, 2 laps ago. And now back of bones is going to be making the move on the Renault. Lando's going to be up the inside and going to make that move pretty easy into turn 1. JXW and Gin and Juice looking to go side by side. JXW on the inside of turn 1 is going to have the outside for turn 2. We saw Dylan make a move around the outside of here on the last safety car restart. Is going to be able to replicate that from the Red Bull driver. He's gonna have the inside line for turn 3. I think he's gonna have that move done. But now DeRouge trying to look for a move on the Alfa Romeo. The Alfa Romeo is gonna have to slot in behind. So Gin and Juice drops 2 positions in just the first sector. Ashes Falcor and Jump. Oh, Jump has spun around after, I'm guessing, what is contact. Please don't be another safety car. I'd actually cry. DJ Panda's picked up a 3-second time penalty. Gin and Juice has picked up a 3-second time penalty down in P12, so he now has 8 seconds. JXW trying to make his way through the field. He's made his way past Purple Squirrel, and so is DeRouge trying to go side by side through turn 10. The Williams on the outside. Gin and Juice is going to follow his way through as well. We have another safety car. I'm leaving. I'm actually leaving. Dylan has picked up a 5-second penalty. Okay, let's go to straight ASMR mode. So Dylan has picked up a 5-second penalty for contact with back. Gin and Juice is serving his 5-second penalty, pitting from the hard tires, going to the mediums. DJ Panda, Purple Squirrel have also pit, as well as back. They all have gone to the mediums except for DJ Panda, who has fit old hard tires. Yeah, King Wilsey is still in the lead of this race, followed by Excel Cali. Excel Lando now going side by side with his Excel compatriot. Go away, Lando. Everyone agrees to that. The 2 Renaults are in 4th and 5th on the hard compound tires. Janet from 19th on the grid is in P6. Now Ashes, oh, well, that doesn't even surprise me anymore. Ashes Falcor has picked up a 5-second penalty for collision with RC. Purple Squirrel has retired from the session at turn 4. So we're going to have, well, we can't possibly have safety cars anymore. Purple Squirrel has actually crashed. It wasn't a glitch this time. He didn't glitch crash, okay? He actually crashed. Dylan is in 7th. JXW is in 8th and has been on the tires for a long time. We're on lap 14, going on lap 15 in the safety car. We've not had a full racing lap, I don't think. Actually, we might have had 1 full racing lap. Excel Cali is coming into the pit lane for, I'm guessing, a set of hard tires to the end of the race. King Wilsey is still out on track after starting on those medium tires. So now he will be at... Okay, sorry, I can't do this anymore. Sorry. Oh my gosh, what are you guys doing? There were just like 3 5-second penalties. This is painful to watch. Yeah. Unlucky for me, I'm an EU steward. Gin and Juice has picked up another 5-second penalty. I think that's his 3rd this race for gaining a place on the safety car. King Wilsey has been on these tires since the beginning of the race. I'm not sure if he's going to be trying to take these to the end now, because at this point, it actually would not surprise me anymore. I cannot be surprised unless there's a 6 safety car when we have a 5 safety car limit. Lando will have his way with King Wilsey into turn 1 on the safety car restart. The 2 Renaults are in 3rd and 4th. Looking for a good result, possibly going to the end. Well, definitely going to the end, considering we've had 5 safety cars. Janet is in P5 on the mediums, looking to take those to the end, and I'm sure he probably could at this point. Purple Squirrels left the session after crashing at turn 4. Dylan has a 5-second penalty. JXW and Miami are clean. RC has 5 seconds of penalties. Ashes Falcor has 15 seconds of penalties, but they're all 5-second penalties. They're not 3 seconds. It's not 5 3-seconds, it's 3 5-seconds. Beck has 2 5-second penalties. DJ Panda has 1 3-second. Jin has a 3-second penalty and plus 2 5-seconds. I don't even... Why? Why? Just why? Beck picked up another... Okay. I can't anymore. King Wilsey has punched it out of the penultimate corner. Let's see what Lando can do. Lando's not going to be close enough on the restart. Dylan has dropped a position to JXW. Beck has retired into the pit wall. So he did that on a safety car restart, but he's done it once again. Excel Miami to the inside of Dylan. Dylan has dropped a plate, or what? How did, what? Okay, I'm so confused right now. What? JXW, Dylan tried to do this move 2 safety cars ago on an Alfa Romeo, I do believe, but JXW not going to be able to get that one done. Jump standing, engine and juice have both pulled into the pit lane, serving 5-second penalties, both getting new front wings as well. Now looking towards JXW and Dylan are getting very, very close out on track. If there is another safety car, I am going to leave the session. And we'll just update you with the results on Twitter tomorrow. But yeah, it doesn't look like anyone else is going to be making a move. And we don't have a safety car. Thank the Lord, there is not another safety car. And it's actually hurting my sanity now. So yeah, okay. Now, no more safety cars at the end of the race. It's physically impossible to have another one. But King Wilsey is still leading out in P1 of this Hungarian Grand Prix after 5 safety cars. Excel Lando sets fastest lap of the race on a safety car restart on an 18.1 on the hard tires. He's not going to be close enough to King Wilsey, but he gains a lot of time on the brakes into turn 1. Not many drivers are going to be close enough for a battle here. Callie and DJ Panda look to be very, very close. 2 drivers around them. Barton as well, and Bag of Bones are followed by Janet and Excel Miami. There's a little bit of a 4-car train here led by the 2 Reynolds. Bag of Bones, Barton, Janet, Miami are all in that train, and a little bit of gap back to Dylan. 1.5 seconds back. JXW and RC are trying to follow him. A little bit of a gap, another gap back to Ash's Falcor, followed by DJ Panda and Callie looking to make a move. No, he's not going to be making the move into turn 6. Day Rouge is right on the back of that train. So we have 2 4-car trains, and we have a 3-car train throughout the field right now. But we have the battle for the lead of the race for this one. Ash's Falcor picks up a 3-second penalty. Lando all over the curb there at turn number 12. Ash's Falcor is spun, or is just dropping positions. DJ Panda's up his inside at turn 12. Excel Cali looking to make a move as well. The McLaren and the Ferrari going side by side through the penultimate corner. The Mercedes has to move out of the way to to avoid him. DJ Panda will move over at the final corner, just closing off Ash's Falcor. But now the McLaren has to take a compromise line. But now the Mercedes trying to send one up the inside, not going to be able to do that. De Rouge now on the back of the Mercedes. He's already super, super low on ERS. I'm not exactly sure how he's done this, but the Williams is going to be up the inside of turn 1. Is going to have that move done. Callie trying to make a move, but now he's going to be losing a position, but he's also still on the outside of turn 1. Now down towards turn 2. He's going to be on the inside for this left-handed quarter downhill. He's not going to lock up, and he's going to keep that position, though. De Rouge put up a pretty big fight for that 12th place out on track, but not going to be able to get that. All came about because of DJ Panda and Ash's battle for 10th place for that last point out on track. Janet picks up a time penalty. That's not a surprise. I think we all expected that one. King Wilsey and Lando is still very, very close out in the front of this race. I think King Wilsey is trying to go possibly to a set of soft tires because he has taken those tires from the beginning of the race. Bag of Bones and Barton are really starting to slow down. Bag of Bones not able to keep up with the pace of King Wilsey and Excel Lando. So yeah, the 2 runners going to be in 3rd, followed by Janet and Miami. Dylan not able to keep up with the 4 guys in front of him. He's jump standing at P15 all the way down to the back of the field. Has picked up a time penalty. Let's get back on the battle. As actually, not King Lando. No way. King Wilsey and Lando are going side by side. Lando's going to be able to get that move done. Let's see what the battle. JXW is dropping down a few positions. Actually, no. He's made the move on Dylan. He's still going to be on the outside, though, is the Red Bull driver. He's going to have to slot into the slipstream and not going to be able to challenge him down towards turn 2. DJ Panda starting to get a little bit away from the McLaren driver just behind him. 7/10 was the gap going down into towards turn 2. Cali close, but not close enough, and so is the Williams of De Rouge. Just looking throughout the field once again, Dylan and JXW, I think, are going to be the closest battle on track, followed by RC7 just in the Alpha Tower, just behind him through this broadcast camera, through 6 and 7. A great camera shot there of all 3 of those drivers. Jinnit getting close to the back of Barton. Miami following him as well. JXW out in the front of this train is really pulling. It's 9/10. He's actually broken DRS almost for a little bit there. Has JXW. DJ Panda picks up another time penalty out in the lead of this train, but Ashes and Miami getting very, very close on track. Let's see what the Miami, let's see what the Miami driver can do. Let's see what the Excel driver, the Mercedes driver, can do into turn 12. Not going to be close enough to make the move. He thought about it, but not close enough. Not able to pull that one off. Lando in clean air has done a 17.3 out in the lead of this race, so he's going to be absolutely running away with this one. Dylan and RC have both started to fall off the back of JXW. Dylan does not have DRS, so JXW was able to pull away and break that DRS range. Ashes and Cali going side by side down towards turn 1. What can the Mercedes driver do? Ashes defends the inside, goes a little bit deep. Cali tries to get the switchback, but contact on the back of the McLaren. We do have a battle for P3 out on track. Jinnit and Bag of Bones going side by side into turn 4. A little bit of contact on the front wheels. King Wilsey has spun out in front of them. Actually, no, maybe he's left the session because he is ghosted. I think he might have just left the session. Yeah, he has just lagged out of the session. But Jinnit now will be up into P2, 8 seconds off the back of Lando. Not exactly sure how he got past the 2 Renaults, but he did it on the medium tires. So he's now going to be trying to chase down Lando, which is most likely going to be an impossible task. Bag of Bones and Barton now will be following the McLaren behind. Miami 3/10 back, but so is JXW 8/10 back. He has broken DRS to Dylan just in some spaces throughout the circuit. Let's see what he can do, unless he's just a little bit too close. I think he's broken DRS once again. DJ Panda has passed King Wilsey. King Wilsey's AI car. Jinnit all the way to the right side of the circuit. Schumacher and Barrichello ask in 2010, but no car there to be squeezed. Jinnit has broken DRS, so really trying to pull out a gap. He has that 1 3-second time penalty, trying to negate that advantage. Miami not going to be able to close, or not going to be close enough to make a move. Lando picks up a time penalty out in the lead of the race at turn 4. Very easy to do that, but not expected from Lando. The caliber of the driver that is Lando. He's out in the lead of this race pretty comfortably right now. 8.3 seconds and pulling to Jinnit. JXW picks up a 3-second time penalty. A little bit of a slide on the exit of turn 5 there in the racing point, just in that third air ever so slightly. Is going to start to affect his Racing Point car, especially those hard compound tires he's been on for 15 laps, most of them being safety car laps, but once again has been 15 tours of this Hungaroring circuit. Bag of Bones has dropped out of DRS to the McLaren in front of him, which is Jinnit. But Barton, his Renault teammate, starting to play a little bit of a rear gunner effect. He has the DRS in front of him, so it's going to be very, very difficult for Excel Miami to make a move and it's going to be even more difficult for JXW, Dylan, RC to make moves as well. DJ Panda leading a train of Cali. Leading Excel Cali down in P9 in the battle for P number 9. Let's see what the Mercedes driver can do out of the final corner. He looks like he has so much more pace, so much more momentum out of that final corner, going all the way to the left side. And once again, Schumacher, Barrichello-esque, DJ Panda is going to be defending the inside. He's a very capable driver. He has very, very good racecraft. What can he do? Around the outside is the Mercedes driver. He's going to be able to get that move done. DJ Panda not able to cope with those fresher medium tires. And the Mercedes driver, who is now in front of him, that black Mercedes is absolutely flying for him. Jinnit picks up a second time penalty, trying to push, trying to catch Lando, which is not really happening. The gap is 9.6 seconds between them between those two drivers now. He's pulled out 1.7 seconds in the last 3 laps between the leading pair. Bag of Bones is starting to equalize that gap to the McLaren in front of him, though, and is bringing everyone in behind with him. Falcor picks up another 3-second time penalty as jump standing has spun at turn 1 and has lost his front wing. No VSC or safety car for that, but now Lando leading the race, goes on a lap number 23. Let's see what Miami can do. Let's get on board with the Mercedes driver. What can he do into turn 1 on the Renault in front of him? Vagabonds has been pushing. He's on 20% ERS, trying to catch Zenith, who's now 1.7 seconds in front of him. So Zenith dropping the Lando, but still slightly pulling from Vagabonds in behind. Barton just following his teammate in the train, as well as Excel Miami, who's following very, very closely to the back of Barton. But JXW is just staying outside of that dirty air range. The dirty air only affects to around 7 to 8 tenths back, so right on the edge of that. Barton picks up a 3-second time penalty. That's going to be absolutely devastating for his race. Dylan 1.2 seconds back off the back of on JXW. He has dropped out of DRS range. That's going to hurt RC's race now, because RC is staying with the Alpha Tower, staying with the Red Bull, but the Red Bull not able to stay with the race, or stay with that train in front of him. Jump standing still struggling, as he has been lapped now by Excel Lando. Zenith 10.8 seconds back, not going to be able to compete with the Ferrari, who is leading this race. Just going to go on board now with Miami once again through this final sector, closing up to the back of Barton. He has to get this move done sooner rather than later, because the Renault in front of him does have a time penalty. Let's see what the Mercedes driver can do. He activates the ERS, jump standing, retires in the pits after being lapped. But Excel Miami not using his ERS to try and close up to the back of Barton. Vagabonds now has more ERS than his Renault teammate. Yellow flags in Sector 1. That's still for jump standing, who has retired in the pit lane. Yeah, Vagabonds, Barton, P3, P4 for the two Renaults. That's going to be a great finish for him, but let's see what Barton can do. He has to try and pull out a gap, but he's not doing it at the moment, for the time being. RC, after Dylan was dropped from DRS by JXW, DJ Panda picks up a 3-second time penalty in P number 10, possibly dropping him out of the points for the time being. Miami still in this train of the two Renaults. Vagabonds is starting to pulling after Barton has been draining his ERS just a little bit, but he's starting to save up a little bit now through this final sector, through that middle sector. But Barton has dropped out of DRS range, so this is Miami's chance. This is Excel Miami's one opportunity, well, not one opportunity, but this is going to be his first opportunity to make the move on the Renault in front of him. Barton does not have the DRS of his teammate out in front in P3 right now. Miami looking to the inside, using 20% of that overtake, trying to get the move done into turn 1. He's going to go to the inside. I think he's going to have this one done. He has it done before the apex of the corner. The Mercedes will now be out in front. Now JXW trying to take advantage of this. He's low on ERS, trying to go to the outside of turn 2. He's not going to be able to get that one done, but maybe looking for another way on this lap, but he has a little bit of a slide there on the exit. Barton defending it very, very well, just trying to get that one done. T-Money, we've already had the 5th safety car. So you'll have to go, rewind through the race if you want to go look for that historic moment, if we want to call it that. But now Vagabonds, 3 seconds off the back of Zenith. He's slowly been falling away from the McLaren, who's now out in front of him. I think Zenith can pitch to the softs if he wants to, unless he wants to try and take him to the end, which would be a little bit of a gamble. Vagabonds in P3, followed by Excel Miami, who has the DRS. Barton is not going to be towed along by the Mercedes. Maybe it could have been a tactical move from Barton, but he does have that 3-second time penalty, which will be hindering him in this race. But drivers behind do have the time penalties. Callie, after making his move past DJ Pan, has 7.3 seconds to try and catch up to the Ferrari, to the Alpha Tower in front of him, who's trying to pressure Dylan, but just doesn't have the pace. He's using all the ERS he can, trying to extract the most out of those hard tires is RC, but just not able to close up and make that move. Looking towards Excel Miami, he made his way past Vagabond's teammate in Barton just on the lap previous, after Barton dropped out of DRS range. But let's see what Miami can do on Vagabond on lap number 26, going on to lap number 27. Also it'd be interesting to see what Zenith can do, or what Zenith is going to do on his strategy, because he's slowly dropping away from Lando, let's put it that way. out in the lead of the race. But once again, going on board with Excel Miami. It would be interesting to see what he can do. He should be able to overtake Vagabonds as Excel Lando is just flexing on us now. Set to 17.1 on those hard compound tires. So really, really great praise. And Zenith just not able to keep up for the time being on those medium compound tires. But now Vagabonds and Excel Miami are going to be fighting for this one. Rouge and Ashes Falcor are battling each other as well. But now the Mercedes looking to the inside. He went to the inside of Vagabond's teammate. Vagabond's in the Renault, just going to be letting him go for this one, but actually possibly getting a switchback, but he's not able to get that. He had to go off the track to try and avoid the Mercedes in front of him. So a calculated move there for Excel Miami. He's going to be up into P3 and trying to chase down Zenith to win it. Let's see if he can break that DRS to completely shake up the train, but it actually put him right in the position they were before, except Miami will not be in it. It will be JXW trying to close down Barton for that fifth place out on track. Now the two runners are in fourth and in fifth place. Right now, Zenith, though, we do have to mention that he does have those 2 seconds of, or those two 3-second time penalties. So Vagabond could still end up finding himself on that final step of the podium. I think Lando's all but sealed this one for the race win. Out in the lead of the race, across the line, 14.4. So yeah, great pace there for Lando. Zenith is a 10.5 up on his personal best, so he's really pushing, trying to pull away from Miami. Actually, no, he's not pushing to pull away from Miami, but he's pushing to come into the pit lane. This is the lap that he pit in Tier 1 for those soft compound tires. This will be interesting to see what the McLaren driver can do. But now Vagabonds, after Zenith has pulled into the pit lane, is actually on the final step of the podium, followed by Barton, JXW, Dylan, RC, who's actually, Dylan dropped out of DRS a few laps ago, but RC has been dropped out as well. Callie's now going to be in front of Zenith to win it by a few seconds. It's going to be around 3 to 4. DJ Panda's going to be close, but not close enough to capitalize. But yeah, Zenith 3.2 seconds off the back of the Mercedes, who's 8 seconds and has been dropping time. Not very much, but still has been dropping time to the AlphaTauri in front of him. So yeah, Callie on those mediums, not having the greatest of pace, but now Zenith is going to have to try and close in 2.8 seconds to the Mercedes in front of him, and then have to close in that 8 seconds just to the train of RC, Dylan, JXW, Barton, Vagabond. Fuzz in the chat asking what happened to Larkin. Him and Zamongo's crashed at turn number 11, which is the very last corner of the middle sector, and caused a safety car glitch, which brought out 3 more safety cars after we had a safety car on lap 1. So yeah, Lando 19.1 seconds out in the lead of this race. See, there was a little bit of a gap, just around that gap to Zenith, and then 3 seconds back to Miami. That's where his Miami is right now. He has finally broken DRS to the Renault of Vagabonds, and Barton is really starting to struggle as well. He's just around, who's actually broken DRS to his Renault teammate. So now JXW is going to be the one trying to pounce in this race. He does have a time penalty to get those penalties up. He only has 3 seconds, but so does Barton. So JXW will have to pass Barton and get in front of Vagabonds and he does have to get in front of Barton if he wants to get that 4th place on track. Going on board with Zenith and Excel Callie. Zenith making the move around the outside up toward Zem Packard. Oh, okay, Larkin. Okay, yeah, you can go away. Zenith is going to be up at a P8, but now he has 7.3 seconds to close up to RC in the AlphaTauri, who is actually out of DRS. Excel Lando 17 flat for the Ferrari driver, out in the lead of the race. He's leading by 20.2 seconds. In this rate, he could pit for soft tires and go for fastest lap if he really wanted to. DJ Panda picks up another time penalty. He's really struggling on those time penalties. Yeah, he does have 12 seconds of he does have 12 seconds of time penalty, but yeah, as I mentioned, really struggling. JXW's in. He doesn't have damage. Is this just for soft tires? It's a little bit late for JXW. Zenith sets fastest lap on a 16.1 in racing conditions. So 5.8 seconds now to RC. This actually could be attainable for the McLaren driver. Lando picks up his second time penalty, but Zenith is really closing down on these soft tires. I don't think Lando, well, actually, I think Lando, if he pits right now for the soft tires, he could go for fastest lap. even with those 6 seconds of time penalties, he would be absolutely rapid on those tires. After JXW pit, he's out behind DJ Panda on track, so he's going to be stuck behind the Ferrari for most of this lap, if not all of it. In the racing point. So JXW, after being in a solid P5, if he made the move past Barton, he could have been up in a P4 and scored some pretty decent points, but decided to pit for the soft tires just a little bit late, in my opinion. He's going to be now trying to make his way through the field, so going from a possible 12 points to what is, well, I think 9 points now. After time penalties, the Racing Point trying to make the move into turn 12. He's going to look to the inside. No, he's not. So the Racing Point will stay behind. Let's just keep on board with this battle because no one else is close enough to make a move. The Racing Point was right on the back of the Ferrari. I think he could have probably made that move, but decided against it into turn 12. A little bit of a lockup for the Racing Point driver. Let's see what he can do on the exit. He's going to be flying past. He has the DRS. He has the overtake to use. They're going to go all the way to the inside of the track, looking to the outside, switching back to the inside. It's the Racing Point driver. He's going to be up the inside, and he's going to have that move done on DJ Panda. You can see him absolutely flying, carrying all that speed through the apex of the corner. But now he has so much time to try and make up. Jinnit, after being 8 seconds behind RC after passing Excel Cali, it's only 2.6 seconds for him. But RC is really struggling on these hard tires. He's dropped a lot of time to the Red Bull in front of him, who's dropped time to the two Renaults, who are actually doing very, very well. Excel Lando finally decided to come into the pit lane for, I'm guessing, a set of soft compound tires to take that fastest lap. But yeah, Miami 21.3 seconds behind. He's not going to be overtaking him on track. And he's definitely not. He's not going to be close enough for penalties, I don't think either. I don't think the Mercedes driver will be close enough. Lando turns off that pit. Turns off the pit lane speed limit, and he'll be out in the lead of the race by 2.3 seconds. But now he's going to be absolutely flying on those soft compound tires. Miami 2.3 behind, but he's in front of Bag of Bones by 4.4, who's in front of Barton by 0.6 of a second, who's in front of Dylan by 1.4, who's in front of RC by 1.9. JXW says fastest lap of the race, 15.5 for the Racing Point driver. It's a little bit of consolation, but I don't think he really should, in theory, have had pit for those soft compound tires. Gonna just watch on board with Jinnit right now because he's gonna be the closest driver to a battle out on track. Yeah, Lando's already pulled almost a second just on this lap alone to excel Miami on those soft tires. Miami's been on those hards for 20 laps. Has beautifully made his way through the field. Jinnit right now 6 cents back off of RC in the Alpha Tower. He's gonna have to get past him and then make so many moves. He does have 6 seconds of time penalties. It would have been a good strategy if he didn't have the time penalties, but I think he should have just gone onto the hards at the final safety car. He has used all of his ERS as well, so that's not going to help him in his bid to try and make it further up the field. RC only has 20%, and he doesn't have DRS, so this actually could maybe help Jinnit 4 tenths back out of the final corner. He needs to be really on the gearbox of the Alpha Tower, but look at the exit that he can get on that softer compound, on that fresh rubber out of the final corner. He uses all of his ERS, trying to use that overtake as well. He used the DRS into turn 1. He's going to have that move done on RC. RC will be dropped down a position, but could possibly pick that position back up after time penalties. Jinnit 1.4 seconds off the back of Dylan. He's going to be closing down absolutely rapidly. JXW and Excel Cali going side by side through turn 1. JXW is going to have that move done into turn number 1. He's going to be up into 8th place. JXW could have had a possible 4th place here, but decided for the fresh tires, decided for that fastest lap. He's only picking up 4 points for the time being. Actually, no, he's only picking up 2 points with time penalties for the time being. He has 9.1 seconds to close down on RC. I don't think he's going to be able to close that time in the amount of time that we have left in this race. Yeah, GP Colin asking the same question that I've been asking the last few laps. Why did JXW pit so late on in this race for those soft tires? Excel Lando sets a 15 flat in the lead of the race and has extended his gap in the race lead for 7.2 seconds. Oh, RC spun. So actually JXW could pick up this position now. He will definitely pick up the position. JXW only has 1 second of time penalty, so he's going to be up into 7th place, but now going on board once again with Jinnit in the McLaren. He's going to be up into 5th place, but he has to pull time to Dylan. Actually, let's get the time penalties up. Yeah, he's going to have to pull at least 1 second on the penultimate lap here, and if he gets to Barton. He's gonna have to pull an extra 3 seconds to the Renault driver, and that would have to include him overtaking his Renault teammate in Bag of Bones, who's currently on that final step of the podium. So, Jinnit, I think, made the right strategy call. Well, not the right strategy call. He could have gone onto the hards. He was in P3. He was in front of Miami, let me remind you, before he decided to pit off the mediums onto the soft tires. So if he went onto the hards, he could have been in that position and stayed there for the end of the race. Day Rouge and DJ Panda are getting very, very close out on track. It's 3/10 the gap between those two drivers. But Jinnit is already within DRS range. Oh, on... on Barton in front of him. I don't think he's going to be close enough to make that move. I think Bag of Bones, if he was smart about this, could possibly give DRS to Barton. I don't think he actually meant to do that, but Barton is going to have DRS going on to the final lap of the race. Lando will lead us there. He's already braking into turn 2 in the Ferrari. Jinnit has DRS, but he's not going to be close enough to make the move on Barton, so Jinnit will have to settle. Well, Lex, for the time being, is P5 on track. So a good recovery from the McLaren driver. Pit at the right time. Could have pit one lap earlier. Possibly made up these positions, but I don't think that would have helped him too much right now. All the way up the 5th gear for the McLaren. Short shifting as much as possible. Just trying to keep it on the track. So yeah. Lando will be winning this race. Day Rouge and DJ Panda are going side by side into turn 1 for the final points position. DJ Panda does have a lot of time penalties, so that's almost a given for Day Rouge. Is that position? Callie's right on the back of RC on the medium tires. He's finally closed up to the back of the Alpha Tower, but let's go on board with Excel Lando. He's going to be winning this one. It's going to be the first points that he has scored in Zenith Online Racing as a full-time driver. Across the line, it's going to be Lando winning by 10.9 seconds to him, and possibly even more. Miami going to be crossing the line in second place, and will be closing in down to 5.1 seconds. Bag of Bones and Barton and Jinnit will be following them. So Bag of Bones will be picking up that final podium position, followed by Barton. And Dylan picks up another, or no, that's just an unserved 5-second time penalty. But yeah, Bag of Bones Barton, 3-4 for Renault. A really good day for them. Jinnit in 5th, made the best of that recovery drive that he possibly could have. Dylan finishing in 6th place. JXW going to finish in 7th. I think he pit just a little bit too late off of those hard tires. Excel Cali will finish in 8th after not picking up any time penalties. RC in 9th after a late spin. DJ Panda is going to be finishing the race in the final point position, but it's going to be Ashes, Falcor, Gin and Juice, and Day Rouge after spinning for the second time on this final lap. They're going to be 11th, 12th, and 13th. So after 5 safety cars and some questionable strategy, that's the results for EU Hungary. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's get the podium drivers on here. Lando, I think, might already be in the party. Day Rouge crossing the line just now. I think Excel, Lando, and Miami are both in the party already, so I only have to add Bag of Bones. But we will still look for Lando and Miami. Yes, Lando is already in. Let's look for Miami. Miami. Yes, Miami is already in here. So now let's get Bag O Bones. Bag O. Actually, no, we have to go through the results real quick. So yeah, let's click off that podium interview. So Lando, Miami, Bones, Barton, Jinnit, top 5 finishers, all from the United Kingdom. Dylan, JXW, Cali, RC, and DJ Panda will be the rest of the point scores. Lando taking fastest lap, so he's going to be picking up those 26 points in his bid to try and throw himself back into this championship with Excel Miami. Ashes, Falcor, Gin and Juice, Day Rouge, all the last drivers to finish the race. King Wilsey, Jump Standing, Beck, Purple Squirrels, and Mongols, Larkin, and Rocco are going to be the non-finishers for this one. So yeah, now let's actually try and get Bag of Bones into the party. Okay, for name, Bag O Dash Bones. Okay, got it. Add players. Bag O dash bones. Yes, Bag Bones has been added to the party. So here we go. Now we can get these interviews underway once they stop being lazy and join the party. So here we go. Oh, so yeah. Oh my. Okay. Yeah, just waiting for these drivers to get into the party because they are being very, very lazy. There we go. Okay. So let's start with Mr. Bagabones. First,
Hello.
yes, first podium. This season, at least. I'm not exactly sure what.
Could be. It could be.
Yeah. So yeah. A pretty good race for you, especially good race for Renault third and fourth. Before I'm sure a lot of stewards' decisions. For this one.
Yes.
So yeah, how do you think about that race, and what was the strategy you were trying to play with Barton, if there was any?
Um, there wasn't really any strategy going on. The only thing was keeping Barton within the DRS. They're trying to stop anyone attacking him as much. Um, but yeah, there wasn't really any strategy going on. I think he was on the same pace as I was. So um, yeah, it was kind of a simple race, really. Just the only one we were worried about was Gin. He was on the mediums in front of us after all the safety cars and whatnot, and yeah, he managed to get past the pair of us in turn two, diving down the inside. A few bumps, but then he got out front and he was pulling away. But obviously, we knew we had to pit again, and he ended up going to the softs and was just about catching us up at the end on the last lap. But we knew we had about 6 seconds of penalty, so it wasn't really a problem.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask all of you this, so you might as well answer it now. What was your thought process going through that period, the first 15 laps of the race?
Trying to stay out of contact.
Yeah, don't get
It was just
penalties.
mental. Yeah. Just. Oh,
Yeah.
it was
Trying
crazy.
not to get murdered by the two Renaults.
Yeah, I'm reporting that.
Yeah, that's probably the weirdest thing I've seen in league racing before. Just safety car after safety car.
Yeah.
Does anyone know what happened between Larkin and Monkless? I didn't quite catch it. I was watching people go side by side through the 6-7 chicane. Sorry.
Yeah, from what I've been told, apparently Zamoglis lost it coming out of the fast right-hander. And he's had sort of one of those where it snapped one way and then he's tried to hold it and it snapped back the other. And when it's gone back the other way, apparently he's collected Larkin.
So
And I
that's
think
what
one or two
Larkin
others
meant
got
by he
caught.
Packard me.
Yes.
Great. Okay. Well, yeah, congrats on third place, Vagabonds, and on to Miami. So, you won last time out, in USA, with, Lando's disqualification. We have to mention that on stream. It's going to be here every season, or every race, this season, as long as I'm commentating. So yeah, how is it, just trying to, not think about Lando, but also keeping, the guys behind.
Well, to be honest, because of the carnage in the first 15 laps, my whole race was just trying to not crash, basically, or get collected. So I was just racing on my own and just picking my moments when to overtake. To be honest, I think Lando was lucky to get away when he did, because I don't think he would have got 18 seconds if I was behind him, because I'd have got in his head. But I think when I got into P2 and finally, after who pitted in front of me? I can't remember.
I believe.
Didn't it? Yeah, it was just sort of ease off and just don't spin, basically. Just take the P2 because I know Lando's quick. So if I can keep getting P2s or staying on podiums, I might have a shot this year. But depends. If Lando keeps bottling it, then might have a chance.
Yeah. So, Lando, you didn't go for the strategy that you said you were going to, the soft to hard on lap one, because there was a safety car on lap one. So I'm a little bit disappointed. But yeah, how was that race for you? There wasn't much action for you, but you ended up picking up 26 points and caught quite a few points up to Miami.
Um, I mean, it was a well, it was a weird race. I wouldn't say it was a boring race because when you don't actually get much running until lap 17, I want to say. But yeah, I really didn't know what to do on strategy. I was just like, let's just I was thinking of doing 2 sets of mediums and then obviously I think it glitched, so yeah, just went on hards, which they weren't gonna die at the end, but I kind of didn't want to repeat of tier 1 where I spun, so yeah, it was good to put on the softs at the end and not have to have a battle with Ryan, because yeah, he's interesting to pass. But yeah, just happy to get my first points in ZOR after it did not start disqualification and DNF. So yeah,
Yeah, you haven't had the greatest, greatest your career, if we want to call it that. But yeah, finally picking up your first points. It was one of the fastest laps, so I guess you can't really be mad with that. But yeah, congrats to you three once again. I would say it's a great race, and I was very excited about this one, but it was very boring the first 16 laps. I have to point it out there. But yeah, anyways, thanks for that one. And on to next week. Next week, tomorrow is going to be Tier 1 for Azerbaijan. Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern is Tier 2. And then 3 p.m. Eastern here, I think it's 8 GMT, is going to be the EU tier at Azerbaijan. So yeah, that's been all for this one. And that's all, folks.